Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a little review on the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. Now, I'll let you know what I think at the end of the video, but it's definitely worth sticking to the end because I do recommend it for certain types of skin. Dry to normal skin, definitely recommended. Dry, medium or normal to oily skin, definitely recommended. If you're, at the end of the spectrum, whether it be dry or oily, I'm not sure how this foundation will work out for you guys. But if you have used it, leave a comment down below. Let us know how you feel about this foundation, and maybe we can all learn something from you too. Now, the shade I'll be using is 570. And if you'd like to see the application and how it wears throughout the day, please keep on watching. Have a great one. I got this because, why did I get it? Okay, so I have been a cruelty-free person, meaning a person who consumes cruelty-free beauty, for about 5-6 years, maybe. Yeah, for about 5 years. And I started at first with my makeup, and then I moved on with my skincare, and then my house cleaning products. The ones that, you can get without them being cruelty free. So here we are, 5 years later. Almost my entire collection is cruelty free. There are still things that I have that are not cruelty free because I bought them and I want to use them up. And this was before, during that transition period where I was buying cruelty free things and regular things. So last year, CoverGirl went cruelty free. And that for me was really big because from the brands that I know of at the drugstore, I think only 3 of them are cruelty free, which was NYX, ELF. Oh no, it's let me see. I think it's like 5 max. So it's NYX, ELF, Milani, Physicians Formula, and Wet n Wild. So those are the 5 affordable, cruelty-free, you will find at almost any drugstore kind of thing. So kind of makeup. So whenever CoverGirl, a huge conglomerate, like Maybelline, CoverGirl, Revlon, Rimmel, London, those are, huge conglomerate companies. Whenever I decided to go cruelty free, I thought that was a really great step in the way that we're moving forward in the makeup world. So that was really exciting for me. But as you now know, I have a lot of makeup because I am a compulsive makeup buyer. And I just didn't have, I couldn't bring myself to purchase things that I didn't need. Now that I have a YouTube channel, I have an excuse-ish. But yeah, so they recently came out with this at the beginning of the year, or end of last year, end of 2019, beginning of this year. They came out with this, and I was like, I really want to try that because that seems like my jam, something a mom would love, It's supposed to be light to medium coverage. I definitely agree with that. It's more on the light side, but you can definitely build it up if you want. But let's move on to the makeup application, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it, okay? I'm going to use a pore minimizing and mattifying primer only on the T-zone. I don't think the rest of my face needs anything else. Okay, I think those are all my pores vanished, hopefully. And we'll move on to the makeup application. I'm going to apply this the way I would any other foundation. I don't like to apply foundation with a sponge, so that's never gonna happen for me. I will either use my fingers or a brush, and for me, a brush just seems like the standard go-to for me. So that's what we're gonna be looking at in just a sec. Let me go first with my concealer. Which, by the way, I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in combination with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Just because the Photo Focus one is a little too dark for me, but Camo Concealer, the regular one, I got it too light for me. So there you go. I'm gonna blend that out. We're moving on to the foundation application, which I just do a little squirt right there, a little drag right here, another drag right here, another dot, and another dot. And as you can tell, it's not full coverage or medium coverage right off the bat, but it does even out your skin tone, which is basically all I need because I don't have red spots or anything like that. Dark spots very minimally, you know. Now, as you can tell, this did even out my skin tone. It feels very nice on the skin, very lightweight. Feels like I'm just wearing a moisturizer. But for the sake of the video, let's apply another layer because as you can tell, you can see my dark spot right there. That's about it. So you can see that little tiny dark spot right there. And so let's see if we can get a little bit more coverage out of it. It's gonna be very minimal, the coverage that we do get. So there you go. And yeah, as you can tell, that did minimize how much it shows. I definitely think that this foundation can be built up to be medium coverage. Here you go, guys. Give me 1 second because I have an itchy nose. Sorry, I wiped off the foundation trying to scratch my nose. Now I'm gonna move on to setting my face. Like I said, it feels like I'm just wearing moisturizer. I really don't feel like if you have a little bit more of a drier skin, you would need to set it. If you have oily skin, definitely set it, because this foundation does tend to get oily throughout the day. If you sweat and things like that, it does show and it will move around. I know, because my son likes to, be chased around. I get sweaty after, a little bit of time with him, and he'll wipe my face with his hands, and you can see it on his sleeves, or you can see it on his shirt whenever I tickle him. So you just make sure that you set it, because it's not completely transfer proof. By the way, to set my foundation, I use the Wet n Wild mattifying powder. So there you go. It still feels a little bit like not completely set, but that's probably because I have pretty major pan on my powder, and I just can't seem to get an even coating of powder on my brush. But as you apply the rest of your products, obviously it's going to keep sinking into the face. It's going to feel like setting a little bit more. So let's move on. Okay, there we go. That's the bronzer, guys. I feel like I'd applied a little bit too much bronzer right there. Give me a second, let me buff this up. That was definitely my bad. Going in with highlight. By the way, my highlighter was the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strip in Vegas Strip. And for my contour bronze powder, I used the Wet n Wild Contour Mega Glow in Caramel Toffee. It's a little bit dark for me right now, but I make it work. Or not, as you can tell by that gigantic patch right there. Now for blush, I am taking Luminoso by Milani. Look at that. Oh, that looks gorgeous. There you go. That is the face makeup. Now I'm gonna move on to the eyes and I will be right back. So this is it after the foundation application. I have been wearing this for about 2 weeks now, just because I didn't want to give you guys a first impressions review. Though I have to say, I do like this foundation. The reason I like it so much is because it fits my needs. It fits my style, it fits my needs. If you need something that covers redness, that covers dark spots, that conceals your acne, this is not going to be for you, because it provides a very light to medium coverage, at least what I consider to be medium coverage. I know some people like their medium coverage to be a little bit more on the higher side, you know. So for those people, it's not going to be it. I would recommend this for those of us starting out in makeup, those of us who, or those of you who are very young, you know, in high school with a pretty clean face, very few breakouts. I have seen other channels review this, saying that they've gotten like a burning sensation on it. That is, something to consider. If you do have broken skin, this does contain sodium, what is it? Sodium chloride. That is your table salt, for those of us who don't know. So sodium chloride is table salt. Putting that on your face is not going to be a great feeling if you have broken skin. Just letting you guys know. For me, I've had no problems whatsoever. I do have normal skin. I do think it's great. It does last about 6 hours of the day, so I would wear this if I need to go out, grocery shopping, running some errands, if we're gonna go out during the day with friends, or whatever, or with our kid. I think it's great for a mom. It's easy to use. If you don't need much of anything, I don't usually put foundation under my eyes, but this one gives you a pretty luminous finish if you don't set it, or a very skin-like finish, I might say. So if you put it in your under eyes, it's not going to conceal your dark circles as well as a concealer, but it is going to mitigate that pigmentation underneath your eyes. And my dark circles are pretty freaking blue, just because, I just recently got back into video games. Not a good thing, guys. Not a good thing. Anyway, so I've been staying up late. I have a lot more darkness under my eyes than I would like. This does not cover all of it, but it does give them a little bit more of a awake look to my under eyes. What else do I have to say about this foundation? Yes, if you have oily skin or have an oily T-zone, I do suggest you set this. This is also not transfer proof. If you're touching your face, if your kids are touching your face, if you're rubbing your face up against your dog, this foundation will get all over that. If you hug your boyfriend and they have a white shirt, guess what? They're gonna have foundation on their shirt. So make sure that you're getting dressed before you put this on. You are not hugging people, and you will not be rubbing your face all over your pets or children, because your foundation will be gone in a snap. What else? Nothing else. I really recommend it for winter and spring. If you live in a colder climate, have normal to dry skin, I really do recommend it. I'm not sure how I feel about it on dry skin, because I really don't know. I don't have dry skin. But I would imagine it's a good foundation. It doesn't seem to cling to anything on my face. And if you use a good primer to minimize your pores, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Okay, well, that's it for this review. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, find something useful or entertaining about it, please give it a like, drop a comment down below, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your coworkers, and I'll be right here bringing you guys more content. See you on the next one. Bye.